Good morning, YouTube. Today is Tuesday, October 24th. We're jamming out this morning. We're missing a member. How's it going this morning, Tommy?
It's a beautiful morning. I listened to Beautiful Day by U2 in the shower 3 straight times, and I'm ready to go.
That's a way to get the day started. You need to go see U2 in the Sphere. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I plan on going out to Vegas 3 or 4 times next year, so I'll be seeing them.
Yeah, that thing looks wild. I can't wait to see. I think Dana White says they're going to have a UFC fight in that thing.
It's funny because I follow like all these weird groups that tell me to join on Facebook nowadays, so I don't even see my friends. I'm just in all these weird groups, but one of them was the Sphere of Las Vegas, and people were taking pictures. They were mad. They were flying over it, and it was just a ball. There was nothing lit up. So
that's lame.
I when I go out there, I want to see something crazy. Maybe like I don't know, basketball or something cool.
Yeah, my buddy was just out there, and he said when you're driving from the airport down the strip, you're just driving right at it. He goes, he came in at night and right at it, it was all lit up. That's pretty cool. So I'm excited to see it as well.
No, yeah, I can't wait. I need to get back out to Vegas ASAP.
Yeah, man. Sports are, I think, is today or tomorrow is the one day of the year. I believe it's all 4 major sports are happening at one time. So that doesn't happen. Obviously, we got the baseball playoffs. Go Texas Rangers, go. Someone may have a future on them. So made it to the World Series. Game 7 tonight. Who you got, Philly or Arizona?
Philly. They're gonna steal that deal out there in Philly. I got the. I was asked the question yesterday, Philly or Arizona, and I just felt Arizona last night. I hope I swayed that person's away from betting them, but I do think the Phillies are going to come out on top tonight here at home and get back to the World Series back-to-back years.
I think so too. Should be a great one. But today should be a little bit of a quicker episode. Just wanted to touch base. Big questions we've been getting recently is why isn't this going to be another 2008? Why are we not going to have a housing crash with these interest rates? And buyers are just going to sit on the sidelines and wait for the housing market to crash and get that house at a much lower price where, frankly, Tom, we're in a completely different market now, 2008 to 2023. Of course, the easy thing to do is just say, oh, here comes another 2008, but not really having any statistics behind that. One of the biggest problems with 2008 was 25% of houses were underwater. So buyers literally, or homeowners literally could not sell because their house was worth less than, they owed more than what it was worth. They are literally underwater. So imagine today we're saying, I can't sell because I don't want to go from a 3% to an 8% rate. And we'll talk about that in a second. But imagine literally not being able to sell because your house isn't worth what you'd get for it.
Yeah, and your loan's too large. And unfortunately, that situation, you have to foreclose on it. I believe you were talking about a cash in refi instead of a cash out.
Mm-hmm.
So there are all kinds of different things that were going on then. And right now we're just sitting on equity. Homeowners are sitting on it, especially here in our market here in Pittsburgh with the values. They just keep appreciating.
So you hit it right on the head, Tom. 2 things in our market that isn't going to make this 2008. One, the equity. We all know pretty much since 2019, right before the COVID years, housing prices have started to shoot up in our area where you're right. Every homeowner has equity. That's one thing everyone has. So that's the most positive thing homeowners have right now. Second item that's not going to make this 2008 practically is the low inventory. There is such a low inventory, and that is economics 101, supply and demand. So when there's a low inventory, that brings demand up, which brings housing prices up. There is no overnight fix for the low inventory. You need to build more homes. We've been way behind that for many, many years. My generation was told, go to college, don't become a carpenter. And now we all have student loans and no one to build houses. So not a great job by us. But that is the main reason you're not going to see home prices drop. Millennials are still a giant group of people. The group behind millennials is a giant group of people. They all want to buy houses, and that is still causing the market to be tight.
No, 100%. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing that here. We still have multiple offers at the rates approaching 8. So our inventory's here. I don't see it running out like in 08, or not running out, having too much like in 08. I think this is a strong market, especially here in Pittsburgh. Our jobs market's strong. We're holding on to that. I know some other places they are, they're laying off and losing jobs. I know a few businesses in our area did do that recently, but we haven't seen a mass layoff like some other cities. When you hear it on the news, it make it really doom and gloom.
And frankly, from what I can see in the mortgage world, we're sitting in a good spot right now. I think we're about to come out of these higher rates. From the information I'm seeing and I'm being told, the Fed is looking in the rearview mirror, and the Fed still is looking at information behind us rather than looking out of the side mirror and seeing what's right next to us. And we're where we need to be. The Fed needs to understand that. Unfortunately, the Fed is run by lawyers and not economists, and they don't really know what they're doing when it comes to the economy. But as soon as the Fed realizes they are where they need to be and they can start cutting back a little bit, we should see a nice, are we going back to 3-4%? No, but hopefully somewhere in the 6s, we will end up by the end of next year. To, historically, mortgages in the 6s, that's pretty much where we want them to be for economy and inflation purposes. So hopefully that's coming next year. A lot of people said it would be here this year, but things happened over the summer that we weren't always expecting, and that really caused a problem. One, we had a banking crisis. We had banks fail over the summer. That caused a trickle-down effect to then getting our credit rating lowered. It's like anything else. When credit rating is lowered, it's more expensive to buy or to borrow. So that's what's going on. It's more expensive for the government to borrow, so we all feel that. Hopefully we can get through those things here, keep trucking along. Frankly, Tom, I don't think
you're making me a little hot talking about all these rates dropping here. I got to take off the coat. This is getting good, I think.
Here's the main one problem. Our deficit has gone up $2 trillion since June. $2 trillion since June. So the government needs to chill out their spending. The government needs to chill out their spending. The inflation is getting under control. We should be able to be okay in the next year or so. Here's the beautiful thing about a mortgage. You can refinance anytime you want, as many times as you want. So don't sit on the sidelines waiting for the rates to drop, because houses are only getting more expensive, and you then are not paying down your mortgage and you're not gaining that appreciation. You're just losing money by sitting on the sidelines.
Boom. Don't sit on the sidelines. Be a starter.
Get into the house. Even if it's a smaller house than you anticipated, stay in the house for a few years. It's called a starter house. You should start in a starter house. You don't need the mansion day one to put on Instagram. Screw Instagram. Okay, this is real life. Get into the home, build some wealth for yourself. It will make so much sense in the end in lieu of just paying that rent.
Yeah, I think we should end on that little saying you just said. Build some wealth for yourself.
Boom. I like it. We're ending right there. 10 minutes on the dot. Have a great Tuesday. See you Friday.
Well, can't wait to see Anthony Friday.